Welcome back to the State 48 Homeowner Podcast, and these are the 10 homeowner maintenance tasks you probably forgot to do.
Hi, I'm Klaus, and this is State 48 Homeowner.
Very simple check that you'll want to do at least annually is to check on the status of your stem wall. This is the most vulnerable portion of your foundation. Hose bibs, when they leak, can result in either standing water or definitely damp ground that can sometimes seep and penetrate the stucco or paint that's on your stem wall. Once that starts happening, it's very difficult to stop. So you'll want to check all of your hose bibs, any other lines, your condensate lines from your AC, any other lines that are coming out of the house, as well as standing water, to make sure that water isn't accumulating and running up against your stem wall after or during rain. And you're definitely going to want to make sure that you don't have any vegetation that is growing up against that stem wall or along the side of the house.
I don't know if you're susceptible to dust for allergies, or maybe your loved ones or friends come over and all of a sudden start sneezing. One of the culprits actually might be your ceiling fans. Sometimes it's the things that we don't see that need cleaning, and sometimes it's right over your heads. We've got to remember that we've got to dust those ceiling fans. It's the blades, right over the blades. Sometimes we just don't see that there's dust on top of them. And they're actually incredibly easy to dust. You just gotta either climb up on one of these ladders, or they just make some really easy tools right on top of a little extending rod that you can just really easy just Swiffer sweep on up there and clean those periodically, get the dust off of those. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Something else that you're going to probably want to do at least once a year, and more than likely after the monsoon season. We get a lot of rain, we get a lot of blowing dust and debris, and after that season passes, you're going to want to do at least a visual inspection of your roof to see what tiles may be broken, mortar caps may be damaged. Obviously, if there's an active leak, you're going to see evidence of that on the inside, but sometimes you can catch it before it actually turns into a larger problem. If you're not comfortable getting up to a visual height to inspect your roof, you can hire a licensed contractor, you can use a drone, and as far as the licensed contractors go, a lot of them will actually come out and do an inspection for free. So take advantage of that at least once a year, and more than likely after monsoon.
Most people that have gutters know that we've got to clean these out periodically, especially in the springs when the Palo Verdes are giving us all the blessings that they provide, and then the monsoon season when everything on earth comes flying down on our roofs. But what we don't realize sometimes is that we've also got to clean out these downspouts, because everything that's coming down into these gutters eventually flow down into these downspouts, and there's not that big of a hole down here, and so it's easy for them to not only get plugged up here, but all the way down, things will get plugged up. And we want to make sure that not only is this clean, but everything in the downspout is clean, because if they're not, none of this is going to do any good, and then everything is just going to flow down off of our roof, and all of this stuff is for naught. So make sure that we're not only cleaning out our gutters, but also our downspouts.
Another maintenance that you're going to want to do a little bit more regularly is checking on your smoke alarms. The battery itself is going to last about a year or so, but you're going to want to check the smoke alarm probably every 3 months.
This episode is brought to you by Klaus Team Real Estate Solutions. At the Klaus Team, we're focused on making sure our clients have the most solutions, the solid representation and risk mitigation they deserve, and an incredible experience from day one. For us, it's about 2 on 2. At 211 degrees, water's hot. At 212 degrees, water boils, and boiling water produces steam, and steam can power a locomotive. It's that one extra degree that makes all the difference. At the Klaus Team, we go the extra degree to make your real estate journey exceptional before, during, and after your real estate transaction. For us, it's not just about a buy or a sale. From buying your dream home to building wealth through investments, our 212 experience ensures outstanding service every step of the way. Don't just take our word for it. Check out our client reviews at klausteam.com/reviews. We're Klaus Team Real Estate Solutions, powered by Real Broker, your real estate partner for life. Arizona is rich in history, and our water is rich in sediment. That's why we just want to come periodically to all of our faucets and all of our shower heads and just unscrew our aerators, clean those out, put them back in. That's going to prevent anything from holding back, prevent all of our faucets and all that stuff from getting any corrosion and having any issues with any of our pressure.
Here's a home maintenance project that you need to do a little bit more often than some of the other ones that we've been talking about. Changing out your AC filters. And this particular one looks like it's a little overdue being changed. Really, all you need is a basic fiberglass filter that you're going to want to change out probably once a month or once every 2 months or so. Obviously, filters come in different variations as far as the overall filtration, but when one is as dirty as this is, there's a couple things that happen. One, your AC is working a little bit harder than it should, which adds wear and tear to the AC. And two, it's taking up and building up sediment and debris and junk onto your coil, which doesn't make it run as efficiently. So do this, change your air filter at least every couple months.
The next thing is when we're drying our clothes, sometimes it might take a while for our clothes to dry, and that's kind of a clue that we need to change. We need to clean this lint filter. This is one of those things that we do in between each load and sometimes in between each cycle. But one of the things that a lot of people forget to do is to check that dryer vent. We want to do that a few times a year, especially if you have an interior dryer vent. If you've got one of those that go outside the house, it's pretty easy to see when those are getting blocked. But if you've got one of those dryer vents that is going straight up through your wall and out through your ceiling, you want to make sure you're checking that a couple times a year because it makes you really susceptible to fires. And so we want to make sure that we're checking that dryer vent hose and we're checking that dryer vent. But while we're doing that, we want to come out and get a vacuum, and we want to make sure that we're checking inside the dryer and through the hose, and then we're taking a brush and we're checking that entire vent and make sure that we've got all the lint, all the dust, everything out of there to make sure that we're staying fire safe, and we're also making it so that this thing doesn't need to work so hard.
Another home maintenance task that a lot of us forget to do, including myself, is to clean out our garbage cans. Whoa, trash stinks. And especially if there's liquid that's sitting at the bottom of your trash can, you're going to want to at least rinse it out once a year. Or you may have a neighbor that has a son or a daughter that's willing to look for a little side hustle. Again, take care of those trash cans. They'll take care of you.
Let's talk about de-icing your freezer. There's a couple reasons we want to do it. One thing is we want to prevent freezer burn. You leave stuff in there for too long and you're going to get freezer burn. Some of that food is not going to maintain its normal quality. But one of the big reasons is we want to make sure this thing is running as efficiently as possible. So here's how we're going to do it. First off, we're going to take out anything that's not fully encrusted in ice. And we can take those things out and maybe put them in the refrigerator or put them in another freezer that we might have. If it's fully encrusted in ice, we're just going to have to leave it in there. Any shelves that are encrusted in ice we'll leave there. But if we can take out any shelves, let's take out those shelves now. So we are going to unplug it. If we've got a full-on freezer, we're going to open up that drain. And if it's in a place where we don't want it to drain, let's move that freezer out. So if the freezer's inside, let's maybe move it out to the garage or move it out to the patio. If it's inside, let's make sure that we're putting some towels around it because as it defrosts, it's going to leak some water. We don't want that leaking all over the floor. We're going to leave it there for probably at least 24 hours. If it's a big freezer, it's going to be longer. And we'll come back to it. And anything that was left in there that has defrosted, we'll go through. If it's something that can be saved, we'll save. If not, then we're going to dispose of it. And then we'll replace any of those shelves. We'll give it a nice cleaning at this point. It's a great time to clean it and put it all back together and start it up and put that food back. One of the best things about this whole process, this gives you a time to go through your freezer and throw away all the food that you forgot that you put in there.
Well, that wraps up our 10 home maintenance tasks you probably forgot to do. If you're someone looking to become a homeowner and start taking on some of these tasks, just go to klausteam.com/firststeps.
Thanks for spending time with us this week at State 48 Homeowner, the ins and outs of owning an Arizona home. You can connect with us for more information, submit topics you'd like us to further discuss. You can see relevant videos, give us feedback, answer your real estate questions, and more at state48homeowner.com.